Welcome to the show!
Are you lighting dumpsters on fire?
Last night was bad.
The whole plane smells like weed.
Those were the days.
It's a joke, you idiot.
He's like, oh, it was great. We used to live in the subway tunnels.
Good old innocent fun. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Troublemakers, the podcast where each week we bring on a guest and they tell crazy stories from their lives. I'm your host, Dylan Krasinski, with you as always on a gorgeous day in Brooklyn. Haven't been outside yet, but I've looked out the window and it is beautiful out. With me as always, to my left and your right, is the vivacious and enigmatic Mike T. Kerrigan, everybody.
Love those vocab words. That was impressive. Thank you.
What is
that? All right, let me do my plugs. All right.
Don't throw him off. He'll really fuck it up.
And guys, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like. We're on Insta, TikTok, Spotify, where all your podcast needs are found. Hit us up. I love the comments. Keep them coming, baby.
Even the mean ones, baby. A lot of hate.
A lot of hate.
Appreciate those the most.
Focus those more his way. He needs it. He needs the deflation.
It is true. I'm too confident, and I get it. I get that.
See, I don't know if it's confidence.
What do you mean?
Arrogance and confidence are different.
No, dude.
See, that's the real narcissist psycho.
I'm just being confident,
That's
dude.
Cool. That's cool. And don't forget to introduce our guest who's checked out right now.
Do you think I'm going to forget to introduce our guest? Don't worry.
At that point.
Okay, well, and let's get right into it. Real excited. You don't have to take your shoes off, but I appreciate that. I
just feel better, yeah.
Just deciding mid-pod to take your shoes off.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's fine.
Our guest today, Queens native. Very happy to have him here. New York City comedian, the very funny Andre Kim, everybody.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome to the pod, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for doing it.
And I can tell you're at home because you've already took your shoes off, which
Yes,
I like.
Yes.
Some people would say I think it's rude to take your shoes off sometimes.
That's cultural differences, bro.
I don't like to expose my feet. Sometimes I think there might be a smell, and I get nervous about that.
Well, I appreciate that.
You know what it is, too? It's like, especially in New York City, you got all these, it's just dirty out. And then
it's
you're
gross.
bringing those germs into somebody. I'm like, what? You know what I mean?
That's a New York. That's something you learn when you move here from out of state, like me.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't think about it at first, and you're like, wait a minute. Like, people be like, dude, did you just sit down on my bed with your subway clothes on?
Right.
Like, you've been riding the subway with, because you always think when you see a
sense.
seat, you ever seen a seat you always see your seat and you go, somehow my seat's the clean one. And the reality is, dude, that thing's been abused.
Dude, it's true. Have you ever sat in liquid on the subway?
No,
accidentally.
I would
Oh my
legitimately get on a train. I would leave the city for a while, like a couple months. I'd
Talk
jump in a
about
lake.
a day ruiner. That ruins your week, dude. One time I sat in like a puddle, like liquid, wet on the subway, and I was out.
Dude, what about a subway drip from up top? Hit me right in the center of the head. You don't know what to do, but there's you can't run, you can't scream, you just gotta take it.
Yeah, that's like some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shit, like the radiation.
Oh, dude, that's how it changes you. It transforms you. I've had those like air conditioned vent, like hit your lip. Have you ever had that walking down the sidewalk? It hits you in the face, hits you on the lip or something. Dude, it's like, is it raining? Nope, it's just.
Yeah, that's.
You hope it's AC. You pray, because you never know.
Who knows?
You know?
That's.
I hate when you sit down and it's already like really warm.
Oh, the seat's pre-warmed for you?
I feel like that. I don't know. I have a theory that like if that person is sick and it's really warm, I feel like you're gonna get sick.
Radiating into you?
Yeah, the warmness. It's like going into your pores.
Dude, it's like an afterglow.
Yeah,
it's like someone's presence is still on that seat.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Not into it. I don't
like it.
Very uncomfortable.
No.
Dude, do you ride the subway a lot?
I haven't taken the subways since like before the pandemic. I drive.
Dude.
You drive?
Yeah.
Bro, we should just bring a recording, and you're from here, and you'll be like, dude, I didn't know it was like this.
Well, I took it for the first like 23, 4, 5 years of my life. You know what I mean? So I was like, I put my time in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got my pension now. I'm good.
Just move out.
There's a big
right?
line from before pandemic and after. Like the
yeah.
fun
I've
has
heard.
been removed. Every
Yeah.
time you hear a homeless announcement, you get chills, and it's a threat. He's threatening somebody.
Dude, it's not safe down there, but I still do it because I like to live dangerously. So
Yeah, I get a little kick out of it. You just got to be,
you
vigilant.
get stories, you
Keeps
know.
you on your toes.
Oh.
If Mike didn't ride the subway, he wouldn't have 25 minutes of his act.
Oh, dude, I love it. And I'm only going to get more until they clean it up. See, that's what they think I'm going to do it forever. Just clean it up.
That should be your first special called Riding the Subway.
Hey,
Yeah,
I would
it's
something like that.
It's
Subway
special,
creature.
and the backdrop is just gonna be like a subway platform.
Dude, I can already see the. I can already see the picture. You just sitting in a crowded subway car, and it's just shooting you. You're like standing, like miserable faced.
Yeah, there's a guy like trying to stab me.
Exactly. That's perfect.
You know how like Colin Quinn does the thing about the Constitution, or like Gary.
Oh,
Goldman
yeah.
has a bit about each state.
Uh-huh.
His will be like about each train line.
Oh,
Dude, that's what you need to do. You need to start expanding your
Some kid
horizon.
just got his arm amputated the
Oh,
other
it's
day.
in the
Subway
news.
surfing.
I saw it in the news.
I've been warning you for weeks about the 7 train subway surfing that's going on. People are
7
like,
train. Wow,
yeah, that's my line.
that's
so
from
I always see
Flushing.
'em.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kerrigan's been really talking about the guys riding the top of the subway cars.
Did you ever do that when you were a kid? Was that like a thing kids
No.
did? Because it's like you see them and you're like, what are they
Never
even
do
holding
that
on
shit.
to? It's like,
Dude,
really?
I was terrified stepping over the gap.
oh
As a
yeah,
kid?
yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
Like,
And now
let
I
alone
realize-
riding the top.
That is true. That was a fear that now it's so small. I'm like, I would never fall in that.
Yeah,
But as a
but when
kid,
you're
I
a
was
kid-
so terrified.
There's a
shit
couple
was like-
stations where it's different though. There's the one
Yeah.
curve station where it comes and meets you. I always feel like when those like teeth come out, I'm like, dude, was this the best we could do? Like it's so dangerous. Like if things go wrong,
Dude, that's how you lose a leg. Getting your leg
keep
caught
going.
in the teeth.
I would say the Metro North. You ever take like the Metro North or anything?
Yeah.
That gap is like a foot wider.
Oh, that's
That
scary.
you're like,
I don't
oh
like that.
shit, dude.
But again, I like to live dangerously. So now, I try to pick up all those things. If I can do it, I'll do it. So
I had a wheelchair guy, right, get wedged in between the station and the train was not responding. And it was an electric wheelchair, dude. So I had to grab him. Do you know how heavy those are? I was like, a regular wheelchair is what it is. Those are like 300 pounds. This guy's screaming, what the F? And like, they're not, I'm like, I think this guy's about to get crushed. And I'm going to be the guy that's like, kind of like, they're like, what were you doing?
They're gonna
You were
look at-
you were pushing him into the thing. Luckily, we got him up into the thing.
uh,
I don't even remember if he was grateful. I think he was like mad at me too. I'm like, dude, it wasn't my fault.
yeah, he's like, you
Right.
couldn't help more, you piece of shit.
And I'm not the Incredible Hulk. I can't just pick you and your 600-pound package
Yeah,
up.
dude. I'll tell you, I would never confuse you for the Incredible Hulk.
Oh, you got to get me mad first. So I'll trash this apartment right now. Start smashing Maker's Mark all over the place.
That's yours, Maker's Mark.
Yeah, it's just I have another open bottle, and I was looking for stuff to decorate the studio, and I just like threw that there.
It is weird decorating stuff with alcohol.
Yeah, it's literally
Kind of
just
It's like highlighting your addictions. My buddy used to do that in high school.
dude, having like empty cans. The only thing worse than
Oh.
empty cans of alcohol or empty bottles of liquor is empty cans of Monster Energy drink.
Oh, that's
Monster's
trash.
You know anybody who used to do that? I have friends that I grew up with, and they used to decorate their room with like empty cans of Monster
That's white
Energy drink.
trash.
Yeah,
No, I thought you
that's
meant like they
super
were
white trash.
around them because like their life, but they're like highlighting that.
yeah,
they
they'd
drink
like
Monster.
put it. Yeah, they'd like put it on like the windowsill or whatever on shelves. They're like, yeah, I drink every flavor of Monster.
The only thing worse than that is the Arizona iced tea collection.
Oh, that that is.
That's just a highlighting that you're poor. You're like, I am poor and cheap.
yeah, just a bunch of 99-cent
Like
cans.
this is literally the cheapest beverage allowed on the market right now, and that's how I live.
Dude, they tried to up that. Did you see that? They tried to like up it to $1.25, and people almost rioted.
Yeah, it's
That's a 25% increase.
Yeah. It was like because the 99 cents, and then it was like 115, 125, something like that, and they were like, "This is not," and
Right.
they changed it back.
Because they were like, yo, I like paying with $1 bill.
Exactly.
In the penny back.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I hate it when you go to like, I didn't go to college, but when you go to like college dorms or college parties, like on top of like the kitchen cabinets, it was just all empty bottles of like the cheapest vodka. And you're like, dude, that's disgusting.
yeah,
Hey.
rubbing off.
Yeah, like,
Dude, I'll tell you
No
though,
class.
doing that when I was like 19 years old, we used to think that was the coolest thing ever.
that's why
I
you
just
do
thought
it.
It was so cool. Decorating like walls with like folded up cardboard boxes of like Bush Light or Natty Ice. You
I
know?
always hated that, dude.
Yeah. In the moment, you're like, this is the coolest thing ever.
You're like,
Yeah.
look at our work.
Exactly.
Like, remember that 30 pack? Remember that one?
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I
like
mean?
November. You're like, look how much we drank since
Yeah.
September. Yeah, first
Yeah.
semester.
Disgusting.
So you didn't go to college?
No, I didn't go to college.
Why not?
I didn't have the grades to. I went to summer school.
Okay.
So there was like a late submission. But also, I just didn't have the grades to. I went to community college for a couple semesters, but that's not really.
Dude, I've been there. We know what it is.
Yeah, you don't really count that.
It's like
you know what I mean?
It's like a pre-prison program for a lot of people.
Exactly.
Just like they're like, you're gonna go to jail next year. We all can feel it.
Kerrigan's talking about that. What kind of stuff did you see in community college?
It's like I went to like a really nice. It was one of those community colleges. It was Gateway Community College in New Haven, Connecticut, and it was like the first year it was like built.
Okay.
So it was like everything was state of the art.
It's like really nice.
It felt weird because I was like, nobody here is doing anything with their lives, and you guys spent like $100 million on this. Like this is everyone. This is the vibe of community college. I don't know about you, but everyone is just like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody in there was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Everyone was just kind of buying time.
Yeah.
I always say on stage, it's kind of like it's the same people from summer school. It's like the same vibe.
Right.
You know, it's like,
yeah.
And half the people there, you're like, dude, we always met in summer school.
Yeah.
Like none of us are getting out of here with anything.
Nothing. And then it was just like a lot of, like I said, people just killing time. And then people would make money off of community college because you would fill out this thing like a grant or something. So you would get like $1,200 like cash, basically. Left over.
Yeah.
From, using it to get books and stuff. And then you'd have like $1,200 in cash.
Yeah, and that's how people would
left over.
Buy drugs.
Yeah.
And sell drugs.
I would buy drugs.
It's an investment.
Yeah, and then looking back, it's like, damn, the tax people really get screwed.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like the people who are paying for it all?
Yeah. It's like, I didn't.
Well, I mean, everybody. Yeah.
You know
Dude,
what I
the
mean?
government's just dumping money into student loans. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm obviously not a math guy, but like the amount, if we were to write down the amount, like I've just heard that we've spent in the last 2 years, they're talking trillions. They're like, let's send 90 trillion to Ukraine. Then 2 weeks later, like, that wasn't a great idea, but we'll just downplay. I'm like, dude, if our money was real, it'd be over. Like it can't be.
It's all pretend. It's all pretend, but everybody buys into it.
Print out more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if it was like backed money, you couldn't just do that.
Dude, no fucking way.
So what happened with Ukraine? Now, like, I'm just supposed to eat that too? It's like, okay, here's the failures the last couple of years. Defund. Where's my defunders at out there? Get in the comments. Are we still defunding? Right. You've been to Times Square recently? You walk into an ATM machine. It looks like a nap time for heroin addicts. There's 6 dudes.
Oh, yeah, they use that.
Just sleeping there.
That is smart of them. Like they use the
Oh, yeah.
inside ATM.
I would.
thing.
Yeah.
And now they have security at those like ATM
to make sure people don't sleep there. Yeah. I've seen that.
No, but like if we do the Ukraine, now the people who put that out should be like, yo, where's our money on this Ukraine investment? Like, how'd that go?
I don't think they looked at it as helping a country during a war as an investment.
I don't think we helped anybody. I want to see some stories. You know what I mean? I want to see the people we helped. You know, it's just Hunter Biden doing coke over there.
Did he go?
No, but he's involved.
Oh, okay.
Ukraine's one of his money makers. Ukraine, he's got some deals there. China, he does his thing.
Usually, what are we? Yep, 13 minutes in. That's about the time that Kerrigan brings up Hunter Biden on the
I think this is something we should all be celebrating as a nation. This kid is a gold mine of comedy. Imagine if SNL was still a comedy show. There'd be a sketch every week about him. You know what I mean? He's holding a gun to a prostitute's head while they're doing illicit acts. You know what I mean? That's funny.
Weighing out crack cocaine. He has a gun to a prostitute's head.
Nothing more white than putting that on videotape, just so you can absolutely...
You said that. You said that. You were like, what kind of guy is like, okay, I'm the president's son. Let's do some crack. Wait. Get the photo. Get the phone out. We got to record this.
2 camera angles. We need both. We need it all.
It's like a fucking Lord of the Rings film in there.
Yeah, I know nothing about politics.
That's good.
That's
good.
I never know anything.
I don't know a lot either. I just think it's funny. I think you should be able to make fun of it, but it's better to have that opinion in comedy, especially, you know?
Just knowing nothing.
Yeah, like I have a couple buddies who legitimately, like one of my friends, and he's been in America his whole life. He's American. He asked me what the difference between right and left is, and I was like, that's true bliss right there. That's bliss.
Meanwhile, he's lying.
No, I don't think he can. He can't read good. The kid's a great guy. Can't read good,
Meanwhile,
though.
he knows everything.
He can't read good?
Yeah. He don't read no good.
He don't read no good.
But,
so you grew up in Queens. What was your childhood like? What kind of that's a nice there is a vibe that people have when they grew up in the city.
Yeah.
Not many people grow up in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and you can always kind of tell there's a vibe to people. So I feel like childhood is way different than like we grew up in the suburbs.
Well, I have started in the city, so I'm...
True. Okay, yeah. Fucking isolate me then. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
No,
Did you just smack it?
no, it's easier to relate because
Dude, if you get a concussion,
got
there's
CTE. Holy
zero liability on Troublemakers podcast if you are injured after this podcast.
Yeah, no, this is yeah.
dude, the city is a totally different environment growing up. You know,
Yeah,
when
totally
you're from
different.
the city, you never want to move. When you're a kid, you don't want to move to the burbs because there's no street cred in the burbs. You know
No
what I mean?
street cred.
None.
And then when you move from the city to the suburbs, I went to high school in Connecticut. It's like kind of like depressing looking back because you're used to constant noise.
Oh, yeah.
And you go from that to just dead silence. And it's kind of like uneasing at first because you're like, dude, where's the sirens? Where's the gunshots? Where's the people yelling? Where's the honking? Nothing.
Dude, it's hard to sleep. It's hard to sleep when I leave the city.
Yeah, you know
I have
what
to
I
have
mean?
like a noise sound machine.
You really?
Yeah.
I never
yeah.
had to do that.
I love it. Well, it helps me sleep better because if it's too silent, if it's too quiet, I'll wake up all the time.
Your parents are like, what the fuck is this?
It's true. It's true. I'm like a little baby. Like my nieces have a sound machine too.
Yeah, I don't know about growing up in the city. I felt like everyone was dumb.
Okay.
I just felt I don't know if it was like an inner city thing, but everyone was just like everyone that I was in school with. I just felt like was really dumb. Like looking back, like I remember when I left and I would go to a new school, I'd be like, "Oh, you guys are smart." Like the other
Yeah.
school might have to.
Did you go to public school? Did you go to public school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like everyone was super dumb.
Dude,
I'm talking like
you're not even worrying about trying to read. There's girls
No.
giving birth in the bathroom, and it's a different
yeah.
environment.
That's what I'm. No, it was
You know what I
literally
mean?
like that.
So
Like, it was-
that's the kind of school you went to. It was
yeah,
hard school.
Everyone was super dumb.
Okay. Was
yeah,
it
metal
like
detectors.
Everyone. You know what the thing was? Everyone had older siblings that were went to the public school system before, and they were way older, and so everyone kind of had this thing of 7 degrees of separation of oh yeah, my older brother's in MS-13, my older brother's in the Crips.
Oh,
that
shit.
was that kind of school, and I'm
Okay.
looking back, it's no, you weren't.
Oh, okay.
But in the moment, you were
That's tough though. Going to a school like that, trying to learn and just and
Yeah.
then were there a lot of fights?
oh, there were fights.
Were you a fighter?
I got into fights, not in Queens, but I got bullied in Queens. But then, and I'll be honest, when I went to Connecticut, that's where I really shined.
Yeah, they're like Queens kid coming to Connecticut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you're the new kid, you got that shine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And then I got it. Yeah, I was a pretty popular kid. That's the thing about popular kids; you still claim that to this
Oh,
day.
it's so sad.
Yeah, I was popular.
We're gonna get some peaked in high school comments for that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these people now, they're always trying to shame. It's like, so should I just be a loser forever? Like that. What's the other opinion? You know?
Yeah, no, I know.
I'm reading this book called Popular. It's a psychology book. They actually say that because you know how there's that popular notion that if you're popular in high school, after that it doesn't matter, you're a loser. You're gonna.
Okay.
Well, that's TV does that a lot.
Yeah, but this book talks about it actually that is a great sign if you're popular in high school because that shows that at such a young age, if you could be so likable by all of your peers, that's an amazing sign. And they actually show that most people that are popular in high school, whatever they do after high school, they end up being the popular kid in that work environment too.
That's interesting.
Because people just gravitate to them because they're so likable.
Yeah. Dude, there is something about that where the habits you develop as a kid definitely progress and stick with you through your life, right?
Yeah.
That we don't think about. I was reading something about relationships.
Yeah.
You know, the kids who are always in relationships in 5th grade, 6th grade, they're all married. They all have they are constantly in relationships where people who always have crushes who are what's the word? Unrequited love. You got a crush on someone, but it never works out and you never date. You don't date until you're kind of
that's me.
in high school, college. That's
me.
kind of me too.
Yeah.
Is a lot of them are just single because now it's it's something with psychology where the unrequited love that you experienced from socially trying to find a girlfriend, boyfriend, it continues on. So now as an adult, you're still single and there's this attitude of oh, you kind of don't know how to be in a relationship because you haven't learned about it as a kid. You know? Isn't that weird?
bloomer.
I saw that and I was like, oh, that is a little
Oh, that's interesting.
sad.
True.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend right off the bat. It all went crazy. First,
Really?
second day of kindergarten. Girlfriend right away. Cheated on me.
In kindergarten, what is cheating on you?
Up, another dude. She was kissing this other dude.
Kissing dudes in
she tried to make us like a three. She tried
Dude, what a whore.
She tried to do a huddle, and I was already I was like, I don't trust these broads. That set out a bad.
That totally explains everything I know about
out.
Kerrigan and his views towards women.
Yeah, I was like, dude, they'll kiss you one day, and then you turn around, they're kissing Tommy. He had a big head. I didn't like it.
Of course, his name was Tommy.
Yeah, he was like the kid, everyone, the mom. He had this kid. He's coming in all cushy. He's rich. This chick went right for him.
Dude, like the amount of money I would pay to see like footage of that happening.
Holy
in
shit,
real
dude.
time.
I would pay a lot too.
I would literally drop my life savings on that because that would be the funniest. You just see a little baby Kerrigan walking. I'm going,
I need to see a baby picture of you.
And
I
then
need to see a
I'll
picture
bring one
of you
in.
in first grade.
I'll bring one in.
I literally picture exactly the same hairline, same everything, just like 2 feet shorter.
It was almost the exact same. It'd be a lot like a puff of hair. But I used to have a suit. This is another there's a lot of early traumas. I had a golden jacket that I found. It was like an old suit jacket. I don't know where I got it. None of my clothes, first of all, for the first at least 12 to 15 years of my life. I don't know where they came from. They were all used. You know what I mean? They'd just be there.
They're hand-me-downs.
Yeah, you'd get them. You'd be like, I don't wear it. I had a gold jacket.
Yeah.
And we weren't allowed to wear. I used to wear it everywhere. Someone's at your door. Who cares?
I fucking hate that, dude.
It's probably just the guys
They
trying to
just
rob your
ring,
building.
trying to like get in to the.
The dog bark set me off that it's probably a pirate.
Dude, yeah, no, they just ring all of the buttons and then whoever lets them in. It's very annoying. So anyway, that totally
so I'm wearing a
interrupted your
gold
story.
suit. I love this thing. I wore it everywhere. Wouldn't take it off me. You know what I mean?
It's like a full ass, like, what was it? Like
dude,
a
I wore it to
velour?
Catholic school. You weren't allowed to wear it. Like, so I remember walking in the playground area and like even the older kids like, who does this kid think he is? This gold jacket kid. And I didn't give a shit. I would have lost friends over it. I would have lost anybody. I didn't care. I was like, this is what I wear. One day I'm at the park.
Dude, that sounds like autism.
Dude, my mom and her friend, I turn around, my jacket's gone. They're like, oh, you must have lost it. They tossed it on me.
Oh, no.
But they never told me. You know how like later on they tell you? Like I figured this out at like 35. It hit me one day. I was like in my bed. I'm like, they threw away the jacket. I didn't lose the jacket. I would have never lost that jacket.
Dude, that is traumatic.
Dude, I'd be wearing that jacket to this day probably.
That's like when people go, the dog. It's like, yeah, we took him to a farm.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh.
Dude, I know someone who had to like it's called rehoming now, where they like get a dog and then like kids are born and then they give the dog away. It's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
Isn't that fucked up?
Well, what kind of, is the dog vicious?
No, just like sometimes I think like if a dog maybe doesn't get along with the kids and you gotta give the dog away, dude. But also, hey, listen, this is what I'm saying. We gotta start calling things what they are. Rehoming a dog? No, dude. You abandoned a dog.
Yeah, you're unhoming your dog.
Yeah.
Exactly. Is what
Abortion? No. Murdering babies.
All right, here we go. We're getting into it. Tonight, baby.
Kerrigan goes, was it vicious? That's like when someone goes, yeah, this guy hit his girl, and he's like, what did she say?
No. Oh, my God. Yep.
Oh,
exactly
man.
the same.
Yeah, no, that's...
Dude, I got a funny story from when me and Andre were first hanging out, like one of the first times we hung out.
Yeah.
I don't know what club we were at. We're going to another club. I think we had shows at the same, maybe coming from Old Man to the Pair.
Yeah, I think it
But
was something... Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah, and Andre's like, yo, I got some people that I met at a show. They want me to come hang out. Would you mind? And in my head, like, but we just, we're new boys. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, hell no, I'd never do this. But I didn't want to seem like a stiff.
Right.
I'm like, oh, yeah, I do fun stuff all the time. So we go to this hotel. And it's all these fans. They had met Andre. They'd seen his act. They loved his act.
Okay.
And he's kind of, responding with them. There's like a girl you wanted to meet. And it's a wedding. They're getting married. There's two of them that were at the show. They're getting married. So it's like the big party. And we're all sitting
Wait,
around.
it's like they're getting married like the next day?
No, it's
Down
like an
the road?
engagement party.
Oh, okay.
It was
Engagement
more like
party.
a light get-together engagement, have some drinks.
Okay.
At this really fancy
Yeah.
spot. Like, I'm talking really fancy.
Oh.
Like, me and Kerrigan were, like, underdressed.
Big time.
Big time.
Yeah. Knowing Kerrigan, I can't imagine him not being underdressed.
It was the type of event, if I was still a drinker, you jump on because you're like, I know what type of drinker I am too. Like, you're going to go there. You don't know anyone. You're going to abuse all your privileges till you get, thrown out on the sidewalk. They're yelling, Andre, why'd you bring this guy here?
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
The funny
That's
part,
your friend?
they start taking
himself in the
pictures. Like,
corner.
I don't know anybody there. Literally, I'm the
Okay.
friend of a guy that most people don't know. Like a couple guys do know him, they love him, but most of them don't know who the hell we are. And they're like, someone like pushes me in a picture. They're like, "Come on, get in the picture," and I'm like, "All right, I guess so." And it turns out I get wedged in between the fiance and the husband, and the fiance yells at me. She's like, "Can I stand beside my husband? Who is this guy?" And I'm like, "Why am I here?" And I'm going to be part of their story forever. They'll be like, "Yeah, do you remember there was that guy that he was just there and he tried to get in the picture?" And it's like, I didn't even want to be there. You know what I mean? But it's a funny story.
Holy shit.
I'm sure none of them like me. I wasn't being like charming.
Dude, if they're a fun couple, like I would like to be in a relationship with someone who's fun enough where if that happens, that is the photo we hang in our house.
Oh, that would be fun.
Like that is if they don't have that photo hanging up because it makes them laugh all the time, that is necessary. Okay, that has to be hanging up over the mantle, and every time they see it, they're like, "This fucking guy, who was that guy?"
Yeah. They'll appreciate it later down the road because when you know you're married, you realize like, dude, you know each other's story. You need all the stories you can get to go out. Like you're like, I wonder. That's what I always picture in the car ride home. Like after a night out, she's like, "You told that story again? It bombed the last 3 dinner parties in a row. You told that garbage story."
I look forward to that. I don't know about you. I fall for like the littlest things from a girl.
Oh, me too.
The little like this today. I texted this girl. She's like, I'm like, "When do you want to? Let's grab a drink this weekend." I'm like, "When do you want?" And she's like, "Sunday." And I'm like, "Yeah, meet me at the certain comedy club."
Yeah.
At like 9.
Bold.
Because I have a spot like half an hour after I said to meet. Because I'm like, I don't know. It's you know what I mean. It's a really nice place too.
Sure.
So I was like, and then she texted me. She goes, "What is this? Bring your daughter to work day?"
Oh, wow.
Dude.
And in my head, I went, "I like that."
I like that
kinda,
too.
Like in my head, I went, "I'm kind of falling for you right now."
Dude, that is a bold thing to be like, "Hey, I do like that when I'll be like, hey, I have a spot, but like I can meet you at like 9 after my spot." But
Right.
like bring in someone, it's a very low effort. Hey, come meet me at this place that I'm working.
Yeah, watch Daddy do his thing.
It can-
Then, listen, I'm not saying we're gonna hang there all night. It's the bread, it's the salsa and chips
Yeah.
of the night. It's
Sure.
you know what
the
I mean?
appetizer.
Yeah, Daddy will bring you around town.
You just like being called daddy already.
Yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
called Daddy.
He's really trying to make that his own nickname.
It is good when they bring that into the relationship. They're basically spicing it up with that. You know, that's a good position.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like when she said, "What is this? Bring your
That's
daughter
so
to work
fun.
day."
So did you go out already, or are you going
No,
out?
this happened to. Yeah, we're gonna go out
Going out
Sunday. And then
Like
I
that.
was. See, I'm the kind of person like sometimes I gotta chill out. Like I was this close to being like, no, it's not bring your daughter. I'm not trying to fuck my daughter. So
Yeah, that whole that road that doesn't spark any. You know that's just she's like
she
what?
just blocks you immediately.
blocks me.
How do you meet people? You meet people after shows?
After shows,
Or
yeah.
you using like Hinge?
no, I don't do the online thing. I do the after shows.
Okay. Yeah. I found that in New York City, Hinge is not that great. It's kind of, I've met a lot of really cool people just in person after
I
shows.
had some horrible fucking. Yeah,
Meeting
Hinge
people
is-
after shows?
No, on
Or
Hinge.
Hinge?
like,
What do you got?
Yeah.
Give it
I remember
to
this
us, baby.
One time I met this. I think she was Haitian because she would speak French too.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, merci, you know that shit.
Mercy.
Merci, whatever. And
I'm correct.
He's fluent in
French.
he's fluent in,
People at
in
home
French.
are gonna explode like you're both wrong.
Actually, it's merci, but please.
yeah, no, she was a cute girl and Haitian, and then we met up and blah blah blah. I took her out to dinner and drinks. That cost me like $150.
New York, dude.
New York, the drinks and the
crazy.
food, it adds up. You know what I mean? And I remember at one point I was talking about something. I was like, yeah, you know, I was talking about the gym, working out, and she's like, working out in gym. Look at you. It was like, she goes, look at you. You don't look like you work out. Look at you. And I was like, what? And I literally go, oh no, you can pay for your own stuff then. And she goes, what do you mean? And I go, oh no, you're not gonna like body shame me and I'm gonna pay for your meal and drinks. That's just not happening. And she literally goes, "Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I'm so sorry." And then like I was like, "Yeah, that's right."
Oh, dude,
and then
that's so funny.
Later that night, we parked. She lived in Park Slope by the Barclays.
Do you drive her?
Yeah, she lived down the street from the Barclays. I remember that. And then we're just like, parked in front of our apartment building, and then we're just chilling, leaning on my car, like making out and shit.
Nice.
And then somehow, some way, I don't know what happened. I think I playfully pretended to like kick her, and then like I kind of like put my foot out like this, like psh. I went psh. Like this, like little speed,
yeah.
And she's like staring where that ring light is, and I'm like psh.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like I did comical.
Yeah,
it's like a comic book. I'm like psh. You know what I mean? And then she goes, "Don't start because I will fuck you up." And I was like, I'm back. And I'm like, I gotta check this girl again. So I was like, "You ain't fucking anyone up." She goes, "What'd you just say to me?" I was like, "What do you mean fuck me up? You're not fucking anybody up." She's like, "You want to go?" And I'm like, "What?"
Dude, this is the worst date I've ever heard. I've never heard a date.
I'm
go
like,
so
"What do
bad.
you mean you want to go?" And she's like, "Let's slap box."
Oh my god. Dude.
And I'm like, "Right now?" And then she literally like takes a swing at me, and I dodge it, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And she starts like throwing slap haymaker like
holy
at me.
shit, dude.
And I'm dodging. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm just dodging. I'm not trying to hit her back. It's just a girl. I'm not gonna hit it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna slap box a girl.
It's just like officer. Why is she unconscious? She started a slap box. She couldn't handle the heat, baby. It's like,
yeah, no, so
God, of course not.
now I'm just playing like defense. I'm ducking, I'm moving, I'm bobbing and weaving, and like every now and then like a nail comes close to me.
Oh my god.
And then at one point I get her back, so I'm like, I got her back. I'm behind her, and I'm like, stop. You know what I mean? And then she's like, okay. And then she turns around and grabs like onto my neck, and she smacks the shit out of my ear.
Holy shit.
Like literally she pops my ear, and then my ear starts ringing, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I think she smacked me again, like the top of my head.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, and then I was like,
Oh, that's assault.
what the? And my ear like was ringing till the next day for like 12
Holy
hours.
shit.
Like when your equilibrium gets smacked up like that, like I was like off balance.
Damn.
Like if people saw from a distance, they'd be like, "Damn, she just fucked him up."
What did he do?
Yeah, and then I was just like, "What the fuck is your problem?"
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I was just like,
How long have you guys been dating?
that was the first date.
No, after that, you guys are in a
I never
relationship.
talked to her again.
Dude, let me get her number off you. This girl sounds crazy, dude.
Yeah,
Seriously.
she fucked me up. Dude.
Yo, what? So you just went home?
I think I flipped out on her. I'm like, what the fuck is your deal? Like, I'm like, my ear's ringing right now. I don't even know you.
I
was paranoid. I was like, did you just fuck up my like equilibrium for life?
Holy shit.
You know what I mean? And she was like, all like, I don't even know what she was. I think she was very embarrassed. Oh, she said I grew up with brothers, so like I get very like, I don't know, aggressive.
No, I think that's just maybe
She's
she needs
probably
to
a
go to
man
therapy.
abuser. She probably hits men. That's her thing.
Yeah.
And she just jumped the gun that night. I mean, dude, first date? This is unbelievable.
First date. And then my thing is, I could have done.
Kerrigan's gonna fall in love.
Listen, I could have done something. You know what I mean?
Okay,
But
yeah,
I'm
sure.
But
Yeah,
obviously, I'm not gonna.
Of course.
I'm a comedian in the 21st. Like I'm not. You know what I
Well,
mean?
also, you're a
Comedian,
man. I feel like the
New
comedian
York
angle
City.
wouldn't be enough to like,
I'm
I'm a
just saying, I don't
comedian.
wanna
I
get-
can't beat the hell out of her. If I was a plumber, I'd fucking drop an elbow on her, slam her through the
I
hood
mean,
of the
to
car.
be honest, not that you're gonna do that, but they're not gonna write an article about plumber Andre Kim slaps woman across face on first date, but Vice will write an article about comedian Andre Kim slapping woman across the face on a first date.
Yeah, that is a wild date story, dude.
I've had some bad dates. Never has any date ended
Ended in
with
physical
violence.
Good grief.
abusing you,
Yeah.
like getting fucked up by
Either
a girl.
way, either way, but holy shit. Yeah, no, I told this already. The worst date I ever had, we just did not connect on anything. And yeah, that's literally
You tell
it.
me you didn't go 8 rounds.
Dude, she was like, I remember we had like one drink and we were talking about comedy. She's like, who's your favorite comedians? I gave her a list. I was like, these guys, boom, boom, boom.
Birbiglia.
Exactly. I got to take that fucking poster down, dude.
Birbigs.
I do love him. I love him, but he's gotten a little too political for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what it
weird
is,
when
man.
they go that route.
Yeah.
My Girlfriend's Boyfriend is, I think, one of the best specials of its time.
Yeah.
And then he just started doing. He got real big on Twitter during Trump and then Biden, and it was just a little
Weird when
too
they go
much,
down
man.
that
Just
route,
tell stories,
care
But yeah, so she goes, well, I really the first thing she said is, I named these comics. I was like, Segura, Bert Kreischer, Louis. And she was like, no women. And I was like, I mean, you asked me my favorite comedians. I do like female comedians too, but they're not in my top 3 comedians. And then I'm doing that thing where I'm like, well, I like this person and naming people.
You're
it's
trying to qualify yourself.
I got black friends and I'm naming them, I feel like an
Who
asshole.
were her favorite comedians then?
So then she goes,
Sarah
oh
Silverman?
fuck, who's the one who cut the fake head off of Kathy Griffin?
Kathy Griffin?
She goes, I love Kathy Griffin. She's my favorite comedian. And I go, well, she's not really a comedian. She's
was.
not a stand-up comedian.
She was.
But at the time,
Yeah,
she's
she used to be.
I was like, she's like a reality TV entertainer. I was like, she doesn't do stand-up anymore. And she's like, you just hate her because she's a woman. And I was like, all right.
Oh, yeah,
I was like,
when
this
they
isn't
do
going
that.
anywhere.
I
The
hate when
waitress,
they do that.
yeah, the waitress comes over and she's like, how we doing? I was like, I think we're good. And I chugged
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
I
I love
chugged
that.
my beer because we were just clearly
Oh, I
just
love
not.
that, dude.
It was tense. And
I
then
love that move.
check came and I was like, let's split it. And
Yeah!
it's the only time I've ever
Fuck
split
yeah!
a bill with someone.
I love that.
Yeah, we walked out, and sometimes when you walk out of a place and you're like, oh, this was good. Even if it's not a good date, you're like, that was fun. We should do it again. Dude, we literally walked out together, turned, didn't even look at each other,
Oh, I love that.
walked opposite directions,
Oh,
never spoke again.
I love that.
It was so uncomfortable. I was like, well, that was a waste of fucking
I
time.
love that. Now, where'd you guys bare knuckle box?
Yeah, in the alley behind the PF Chang's.
Oh, man.
You guys are in the alley and you're like, all right, let's settle this like that. It's like the ending of Rocky.
Yeah.
You want to ring the bell?
It's like whoever the winner is gets to pick the favorite comedian.
Yeah, that's brutal, dude.
Yeah, that's a brutal.
Yeah, it was a bad date.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, a lot of these girls I've noticed, especially in the city. I think in New York City, it's the hub of it all. A lot of them, and I've noticed it's not just me. A lot of people relate to it. A lot of them are just trained to hate men.
Yeah, they have that. They're already. It's like their can's already loaded up, and if anything, it's gonna explode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If things aren't going their way. But I mean, none of these. Let's just you're never gonna get married. Just to let them know, you know how you got your plan when you're gonna be 40.
Right.
You're not gonna be married.
Right.
But you know what? I like the ones that are honest. Mostly white girls. They'll if you get them drunk or whatever, if they do comedy, they'll just really tell you the plan. That they got 2 years of marriage. Their whole plan is 2 years of marriage, then you do the divorce, then it's second round whore fest. You know what I mean? They're back out and they're like, I'm doing ecstasy again.
Kerrigan.
I'm doing 20-year-old guys. I've seen
What
it.
women are getting drunk and telling you these things?
You got to get. They'll tell you if you get them and you're having fun with them. You're like,
Nah, he's
how much
right.
time are you going to be married to this guy? They'll give you. They're like, I'll do 2 years. That's it.
Oh God.
2 years. They got their eggs frozen. I don't know, some sort of science.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the eggs thing.
I mean, what's going on? Do we have to spit in nature's face at every angle? It's like you're not made to be having kids at 50. You're old. You're tired. As our buddy would
Spit
say, it's
in
beat.
nature's-
You know what I mean? It's beat. Stuff is beat, and it's just.
Who's our buddy that says it's beat?
Man, the
Tom.
pussy
Oh,
beat.
Dom. Oh, yeah.
You know the pussy beat when you get your eggs frozen, motherfucker. You know the pussy beat when you spitting in Mother Nature's face, motherfucker.
Oh. Yeah, there's no respect for nature out there. That's what I feel. I'm coming. This is on behalf of nature.
Dude.
And what's his name just got canceled? Tate?
Oh, Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate got canceled. Someone's got to pick up the flag and keep running here.
It's going to be the Troublemakers podcast.
Yeah. No real dating advice, though. I can get you out of a date. I can get you, her spitting
That's where
in
I
your
come in.
face.
That's where I come in because I can help you get a date. And then Kerrigan can help you get out of a date.
Yeah, I'll help you get out of a relationship real quick. Real quick.
It's pretty easy, actually, to get out of a relationship.
Yeah, so Anthony, it's not Anthony, sorry.
Andrew?
Andrew.
Andrew.
He got canceled, which was kind of like,
Yeah, they pulled him off every. Have you seen this guy?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's
you
pretty
can't be
crazy.
pulling everybody off you don't like. I mean, it's obviously they do that. It's so biased, but
It is kind of crazy that they just
Yanked
if
him.
the people in charge just decide, hey, we don't like what you're saying. They could just be like, oh, this is hate speech, and it's like, well, what about it is hate? I saw someone just did a man on the street thing where they were reading quotes from Andrew Tate, and it's like these quotes where he's like, I think that women are precious. You need to respect women. You need to take care of them. Like as a man, you need to do X, Y, and Z. And it was like a very thing. And they're like, what do you think about this quote? And they're like, wow, that's romantic. That's beautiful. And he's like, who do you think said it? And they're like, it must have been like Brad Pitt or
Brad Pitt.
Jason Sudeikis, like these like
Jason Sudeikis.
And he goes, oh, a lot of beautiful famous men. And then they're like, who said it? And he's like, Andrew Tate. And all of these women were like, ew, he's the worst. And it's like, well, you just agreed with something. I get that he said a lot of things that you might not agree with, but you can't hate someone entirely because of like 1/10 of their personality.
well, dude, feminists
I guess
can
you
rail
can.
on men all day. They can rail on them. They can even do racial stuff. If it's white, you can bounce it off whatever you want type of hate. So men, young guys now, they're being trained up by these cuck dudes that are in front of them, you know what I mean? And they're like, they need someone to look up to. Like when we looked, there's always someone tough or someone like, these kids are sick of being spineless, you know what I mean? Getting pushed around by their blue-haired, teacher at school yelling at them over like misgendering or they or them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a little heated up because
I could tell. What's
there
going on?
There was like
dude?
Antifa at my comedy show last night.
Oh, yeah. You tell me about that.
I realized that was, sometimes you get off stage, you're like, how could I have won them over? And it's like, dude, Antifa are never going to like my comedy.
Wait,
Do know what I mean?
can you backtrack? What do you mean Antifa was at your comedy show?
No, they weren't suited up. They were like off duty. When you don't, they were theys.
Oh, they weren't wearing their uniforms.
You couldn't have accurately gendered any of them anyway, because they're like, you're going to miss. So I was like, I don't know. You roll up like, I don't know what any of these people are.
How did you find this out? Were you doing
Well,
crowd work?
they yelled at the end of the show, like, we hate you. You're not funny.
Did you do your Down syndrome joke?
No, because it was a very bad set. And I listened to the tape, I was bringing the heat.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on. And then I figured it out. It was those guys. And then they left. The crowd cheered. They laughed at all my jokes.
Oh, that's great.
And then they came back in.
Ugh.
Awful.
How many of them were there?
3 or 4.
Ugh, the worst.
Yeah. Not big. They're not going to be my. But at the same time, we had polite. I didn't get mean. I didn't swear. I was like, yeah, you can hate me. That's your prerogative.
What is Antifa?
Antifa's like that. It's like a democratic.
It's like ultra left,
they'll come in
like a violent group.
Yeah, the ones who burn like the schools
like
or
the
whatever.
Boston Tea Party kind of.
No, it's like the equivalent of like who's the like ultra right side of it.
We don't have the violent squad that they have, but they dress up in all black.
I mean, there is an ultra right violent equivalent.
What's their name?
I don't even know their name, but I guess it would be like the people who were
The Capitol, right?
invading
kind of thing.
the
Yeah, but they didn't
Capitol.
even. I thought that was funny. I thought the Capitol riots was funny, except for that one lady got shot. Like, if no one got shot, dude, that was hilarious. That's a great moment for our country. We had some guy with blue face paint on, bullhorns, on shrooms.
I mean, objectively,
Giving
looking
speeches.
at it, being like, this is insane. Also, because what do you think that guy is with the horn and the blue face is like, oh, if I invade, like, I guess I'll be the president?
Dude, he's a registered Democrat.
Do you think in his mind that's what he's thinking?
On shrooms, I think he was exactly what he's thinking. He's like,
Like-
I'm going to get behind the podium and change the world right now. But it all
That must
worked.
have been a crazy day.
Dude,
Yeah.
I just saw they're fucking hammering everybody that was like involved.
Except for the FBI agents that are on camera dressing up as MAGA supporters. They got the thing on tape. They got them all on
Did
tape.
you see that there was a retired NYPD cop like yesterday? This will be out in a few weeks, so it'll be old news. But yesterday got sentenced to 10 years in prison because he like hit a cop with like a pole on January 6th.
No way, dude.
Yeah, 10 years in prison. Can you
But
imagine that? Lose
you
your
can
pension,
literally
lose all that shit.
you can go out tonight and cold cock a grandmother from behind, kill her. You're out in an hour.
Oh, you told
You're
me
out
about
in
the
an
guy who in New York weeks ago who the guys were like they were robbing the bodega and he shot them. He shot and killed the guy because the guy was like he was trying to stab him, and then he got arrested and put in jail for like weeks.
I
weeks
think
on attempted murder, and then they finally dismissed it.
I think it
'cause
was
the
no.
video
He
came out.
He ended up. It was he stabbed the intruder.
Oh, I
how it
thought he
went
shot
down.
him, but yeah, whatever it
probably
was,
happens, too.
he like the guy. You told me the woman like the girlfriend comes in, tries to buy something, doesn't have enough money. She's making yelling at him. Then the boyfriend comes in, hops the counter, and starts trying to stab the dude.
He didn't have a knife. He was just hitting him and throwing him around. And then the guy knew. He's like, dude, this guy's probably gonna kill me. He's like, young guy.
Yeah.
And he grabbed a knife and he just happened to hit him in the artery in the neck. But dude, that guy left the country because he's from a third world country. He's like, dude, at least in my country, if you win the fight, like they try to kill you, you win the fight, you're a hero in America.
Oh, he left?
Yeah, he's gone. They throw you in jail.
Well, they dismissed it.
Yeah,
so.
that's right. He fled.
It's crystal clear. New York's laws are against you defending yourself. They're like, we would rather you die than put up a fight.
I think that's probably why they did it. They tried to make an example of this guy.
They're like, don't fight back.
Yeah.
Just get robbed, get smacked, get killed. Whatever happens, it's all good.
Yeah, that's ass backwards.
Yeah. I feel like that segment definitely lost us the 2 female listeners that we still have on this podcast.
Dude, everybody knows. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick. Male supporters support financially harder anyway. The girls, they make a big deal. They write a blog, but it's like, let me see the money, honey.
You hear
She's
that,
like,
guys?
Oh, I don't give. That's not.
Ladies, I don't believe that. Prove them wrong. When we start the Patreon, baby, I want to see a bunch of you ladies, kicking up $5 a month. Even $2 a month. We'll start it at 2. Support us.
I'll do a bonus.
I got an update.
Okay.
I said to that girl.
Oh, is this
the same? What is this girl?
Yeah. Daddy, bring your daddy to work.
Take your daughter to work. I said, ha 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 ha. I like that. I go, you ever been though? And she just said, I've gone to bring your daughter to work day many times.
Is she spelling daddy with a D or a Z?
No, she didn't say
How
daddy.
would you spell it with a D? Like daddies?
No, but if they spell it with a Z,
Zaddy?
You're in.
No, she didn't say daddy at all.
Oh man.
I've gone to bring your daughter to work day many times. So she's basically.
Oh, this is getting freaky. Actually,
Yikes,
this is either.
Getting,
I don't know what she means by that.
What should I say? Yeah.
Oh, this is a pressure situation. I would just say oh, okay, cool. I'll see you there then.
No, I gotta be playful here.
Yeah.
I gotta be like.
I got no time. Be like, I'm on a podcast. I'll see you there. Sorry.
I'll be like, okay. Yeah. Is this like a role play thing? Like, what are we talking?
This could go wrong so
Yeah,
quickly.
are we still
You're like, are you gonna wear your grade school uniform? She's like, no, I'm calling the cops.
Honestly, I would just be like, haha, cool. So you gonna meet me on Sunday, or what's the deal? I just changed the topic. I'm like, what are we, text flirting? Have you met this person?
Yeah, I met her after a show.
Okay.
Actually, in Brooklyn.
Oh, did she? So she's seen you do comedy.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't mind that. I feel like it's a high pressure. That's a personal thing for me to bring a girl to I'd bring her to Brooklyn or a good club. Like if I'm dating and I bring a girl to LOL, it's a 50-50. They're gonna be like, dude, you stink. You know what I mean?
50-50, she won't be there when you get off stage.
Even the club itself, she's like, this is what you do?
This is your job?
I had that happen, I think 2 or 3 times. I brought a girl, and this is when I was early on. I must have been so
mistake.
fucking...
Dude, how cocky were
I
you?
was so cocky. I was just like, yeah, I'm going to kill it. And then motherfucker after. Did I bring her? It was like the Pit Improv.
Dude.
It was like a produced show.
Dude.
And I did did like a 3 out of 10.
Oh.
And then afterwards, she's like, all right, I'm going to go home.
Oh, dude, nothing is less of a turn on than nothing is more of a turn on than someone killing on stage, and nothing is less of a turn on than you bombing on stage.
Oh yeah,
it's true.
I don't know. I wouldn't even be able to.
Dude, that's like if a girl brings you to her show, she's like, yeah, let's just go. And then she goes on stage to sing, and she's like, ah.
You know what?
It's like, oh, you do
See,
this?
that's the difference between you and most guys. To me, I don't even care. I don't. I'm faking it either way. I'm like, that was great.
Yeah.
I was the whole time. Guys, we don't care.
Kerrigan's like,
She could have puked. She could have got up there like puked. I'd be like, I liked it. I don't know. Those people were wrong.
Kerrigan's like, as long as you beat the shit out of me tonight, I am in.
Hey. Oh man, that's the truth about
You
guys,
like the
though.
slap box? Cool. I'm willing to be a victim. That would be great.
It must be next to impossible for a good-looking woman to get an honest opinion from a guy. Do you know?
I'll be honest.
I'm honest, yeah.
Really? Yeah. See, that's cool.
You know what it is? Very good looking, where it's like, well, I don't have a shot here. Then I'll be like brutally honest. And weirdly, that will make you have a shot sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes
You're
people
not used
are
to it.
afraid to go up to him. I've heard that. I don't know if it's true.
Oh,
I'm not going to be the guy
I talk to
breaking that
everybody.
barrier.
I talk
to everybody.
Dude, I love it.
It's good.
Well, I know your friend and my friend and Kerrigan's friend is former podcast guest Chris Kimback is.
Oh yeah, we don't talk about him here.
No.
I have a big beef with him.
Do you really? No. Yeah, no, that's him and our other former guest, RDP. Just,
RDP.
taught
What's
me
his
how
last
to
name?
talk to Shahotsky.
That's why it's P.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like PZCHR. It's
There's
very
a
Polish.
Z, right?
Yeah. I've tried to memorize
You ever
how to
seen
spell
one of
it.
those squares? Once I see the square, my mind checks out. Like
Yeah,
the
it's just
Russian square thing, I'm like, I'm out.
Non-English letters. Yeah, it's not.
No good.
They're both like mad scientists with like dating.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they're just like mixing different lines and negs. They're like,
Artie
really is a balance of that.
He does.
Yeah.
He makes you
sugar, spice, and
makes you
nothing
feel
nice.
real comfortable. He's just like, oh yeah, okay, just very smooth, very cool, calm.
Right. Yeah, Artie's very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you a drinker?
No, I haven't drank in 9 months.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
So
I didn't have a
recent.
problem. I don't want to drink in 2022.
Damn.
I support that.
How do you
I think
feel?
a lot of people are going that route. It's enough.
Lately, I've been craving to throw a couple back though.
Hey, listen.
I've
I don't
been
like to. I
craving
don't want to, break someone's sobriety, but I do
Man.
love a good cocktail. I
Oh,
took
I've been-
6 weeks off from drinking this summer, and I was like, I'll take a little break, and I felt
Oh,
great.
really?
Yeah, I felt great. It was
Took
just
6
like
months off?
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah,
It felt great, right?
June and the beginning of July. Yeah, just because you know what it was. It was after when I was running the shows at the Lower East Side, Old Man
Yeah.
Hustle. I just noticed that like Wednesday through Saturday, I was just like, if friends were there, well, Wednesday, buddies are on the show. We have a drink, we have 2 drinks, and then I was just drinking a lot, like unintentionally, just
Yeah.
because I'm around it. So after that ended, and I was like, I just want to take a break. I was eating bad, drinking too much, still going to the gym every day, but like vaping nonstop. So I gave up coffee, alcohol, and vaping. Back on vaping and back on
Coffee.
No, I'm back on booze, but I haven't been back on coffee.
Coffee's terrible.
I drink decaf.
You notice any difference after the coffee?
Yeah, I don't have as much just daily anxiety.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
the
weren't you
anxiety.
drinking a pot of coffee?
Yeah, I would drink
used
like
to
a
come
pot
over
of
here.
coffee a day.
shit.
Yeah, I'd come over and I'd see the full pot, and I know you don't live with anyone. And I'm like, you drinking that thing to his head?
Yeah, I would drink like 3/4 of a pot and then like finish the pot the next morning and then start it over. And yeah, and then I would go to the gym and be like, dude, why does it feel like I'm having a heart attack at the gym? And I would get nervous, and it's just like anxiety, like you get a pump in your arms or whatever, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm good. It feels like your skin's crawling, dude. So I go decaf now or nothing. Like I haven't had anything today.
That's good. Yeah,
Just
I don't
water.
do caffeine. I was at the stand like a month and a half, 2 months ago. I was hosting Justin Silver's show, Anxiety Attack. It was a sold out show, and like Big J was on it, Mark Norman, all these great people, and I didn't eat anything all day, and the show's at like 8,
Yeah.
and I had a cup of coffee an hour before,
Dude.
empty stomach. Dude, I went on stage, first couple big pops I got as I was hosting. Dude, my heart started fucking going really fast.
Yeah.
And looking back, like in the moment, dude, I thought I was gonna pass out.
Dude.
Like in between laughs, I had to take deep breaths. I was like, holy shit, dude, I think I'm gonna pass out right now.
Dude.
And then like looking back, like I had like a panic attack.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
Dude, I had that happen in Boston once.
On stage?
Yeah. Yeah, I've had it.
Dude, how scary is that?
Dude, because it was, you know what it was? Once it happens once, and then I kept getting nervous that it was going to keep happening.
Yeah.
So it kept being in my head, dude. Because that's the thing. Like, I don't really get I'll get, like, a little adrenaline if it's,
Yeah.
like, a hot show, good show, like a club like The Stand that I want to be in.
Yeah.
Something like that. There's that pressure. So you get, like, it's that difference between excited and nervous.
Yeah.
It's the same reaction in your body. So, but I found the first time it happened, I did this, like, it was at a synagogue, I remember, and like
That'll give you anxiety right off the
but
top.
it was a huge packed out crowd. It
Jewish?
was no.
Oh, okay.
But I was just a guy booked me to host. It was all these like big comics, big Boston comics, and I was driving there, and I had like an extra large Dunkin' Donuts that I drank, and like drinking it right before I went on stage.
Extra large.
And I literally like got up there and I was like, all right, let's like fucking get it going. And I all of a sudden was just like, what the? It literally like flooded over me. And I was like, holy shit. And I like just like took a second and if you can get through your first joke, it kind of goes away. But yeah, dude, it bothered me for like weeks after that because I kept being like, is it going to happen again? It was horrible, dude. It was horrible.
Horrible
So
feeling.
now, like, without coffee, I noticed that, like, I don't get
Don't have
that anymore, which is great.
Also, you don't want to like rely on something to like be all jazzed up and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You want to rely on natural human. I know some people that take like I don't know fish oil, whatever in the morning. You know they take like hydropato, whatever 300. You know they take all these supplements. Kimback he takes like
I take vitamins and supplements
like,
and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably just pops a Viagra when the day arrives. It's like, just in case.
Oh, yeah, dude.
dude. How you guys? How you doing? That's
I love a Latina.
dude. His girlfriend. Does she speak English? I don't think she speaks any English.
I don't even know what's going on there. That's
He's like, yeah, man, it's going good.
He'll tell me stuff about his girl, and I'll be like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, what are we talking about? He told me, like,
You could say it. Who cares?
he was like, my girl's like, my girl's like pissed at me. She said, like, you owe me a trip. And he's like, so I guess I owe her a trip. We're going to go to Miami this week.
Oh, what does that
And I was
mean,
like,
dude?
I was like, you owe her a trip? Who says that? Based on what?
Dude.
Who says that?
Yo.
Could you imagine going up to someone going, hey, you owe me a trip?
Dude, Kerrigan, what would you say if a girl you were dating for like, 3 months was like, you owe me a trip?
Dude, girls that I date aren't like that. I'm very generous. It wouldn't even be an oh, we just go. You know what I mean? She'd know, we're going.
What is your ideal trip with a lady?
So you would go.
Yeah, if I'm into the
I
girl.
would, because he pays for like drinks,
I'm sure,
food,
dude.
all that shit.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, if I was him, I'd be like, I would not snap, but I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I
Dude.
owe you a trip to Miami?
The fuck out of here.
Based on what?
It's a
I
lot.
owe you.
It's a lot.
Hey, 5 months have gone by. You owe me. What?
2 trips a year. That's what you said when we started dating.
Yeah, I don't. You know what I mean?
Dude.
Sense of
Some of it's
entitlement.
crazy. I seen a girl, she's 30 years old. She wants a $200,000 engagement ring.
Oh, I saw this.
minimum. You seen her? And
Yeah.
you're like,
What?
babe, you gotta
She
check.
goes, I'm worth it. I'm worth it.
Says who? You know what I mean? It's like, that's just making up your own value. I'm like, dude, you're not even, I don't know. It's just I didn't even think they were doing rings anymore. I thought we were out of the rings. Wasn't there a Blood Diamond movie? Didn't we cut that out? Women seen that movie and they're like, yeah, they are 9-year-old Africans dying, but it's me. Get the ring for me. I don't care
it's
how
conflict.
many kids
Now
have to
everyone
die.
wants conflict-free diamonds, which are more expensive.
Such a lie, you idiots! It's the same diamonds. They're just changing the box.
Yeah,
They're like, oh yeah, we naturally resource. We don't use kids anymore. It's like, sure you do.
Conflict-free. Let's add $10,000 on top of
Just
the price.
make it in the lab. That's what I'm about.
Yeah, that's what you can do now. They can make diamonds.
What the hell's the
Who's
difference?
gonna check?
No one.
They
Is she gonna go to a fucking
a Kardashian, like
Sarkonian?
a real Kardashian type broad. They got a guy, dude.
They got a
It's
guy.
on the phone.
Yeah.
They're just like bang. They're like, Eddie, I need you to check this. He's like, I'll be right over.
Yeah.
This is a fake.
You think the Kardashians' diamond guy is named Eddie?
No, but it's a funnier name than I.
Probably Raphael.
Yeah,
like
it's
something
it's something
real,
for-
like sexy and
Almost all the real jewelers.
Alejandro.
Most of them
yeah,
are not
exactly.
American.
Alejandro. Can you imagine Kim Kardashian being like, "Hi, Eddie, I need you to check a diamond for me." No,
Eddie
Come
the
on.
diamond guy. I
I'm
like that.
Fast Eddie.
Fast
I'm
Eddie.
Fast Eddie, real quick with
He's
the
the best.
with the gems.
Yeah,
the
no,
best.
I saw this one video, this TikTok video. You know how they like post like a question in the comments and they reply to it? She's like, okay, so everyone's been asking me like, how did me and my perfect boyfriend meet? And well, like, we went on a date and he on the first date he asked me to go on a trip and he bought me a very expensive bag so to show me how much he likes me. And everyone in the comments is like, so money. Like, what do you
Yeah.
exactly.
What are you talking about?
Money.
Like-
What do you like about your boyfriend? Well, he buys me things and takes care of me and takes me to Miami twice a year. And
Dude, the money thing is like so.
hey, listen, I'm just over here like, hey, you want to meet me after my set at the comedy club?
Yeah,
They're
I'm like, I get
not
half
really.
off drinks here. You want to meet me?
I get a comedian discount. You want to hang? Dude, holy shit.
And to be honest with you, a lot of clubs you can get busted for that.
I
you know, if
bet.
you give them, or like if you get free drinks and you give them, you don't drink like me, and you give them drinks, they know.
I hate when
They go,
like,
"Hey,
get
you
all-
giving her your drink tickets?" You're like, "Yeah, but I don't drink."
Yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, it doesn't work like that."
I'm like, yeah, I'm underpaid.
Yeah, I'm
And you
not
still-
being
you own
paid.
Fucking
Underpaid and overvalued. So when you stopped drinking though, did you say you didn't have a problem, but are you like a drinker? When you drink, do you drink or do you just like have a few?
No, I think I met Kerrigan when I was still drinking. I'm like, you never see me. Like,
No, I wouldn't have even noticed it. You
Yeah,
weren't.
I'm like super. I'm like a happy drunk. Like I'm just like.
You ain't
Yeah,
gonna.
me
You ain't
too.
gonna have like 15 drinks minimum every time. Like
No,
you don't take it
no,
to the
no,
limit
no.
every time.
I'll throw
Sure.
a couple back just to like feel good and just laugh with my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I like.
That's I'm not getting into fights.
Oh no, dude, that was in college. There was like a run when I was in college where like people just wanted to fight all the time. Like people would go out to like fight people, and I was like, I don't get this.
Yeah, because they have back acne. You know what I mean? They're just all juiced up with like hormones and Monster Energy drinks and
Testosterone.
old wrestling moves they want to try out.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm a little
that's,
sensitive about that because I was small, so people would always. But and it never fell for it. But sometimes they just grab you. They'd be like, "Oh, you mind if I try like a super slam suplex on this rock laden ground?" You're like, "Yeah, go for it." Yeah, you.
Oh,
No,
God.
but I got power bombed a couple.
Would you
times.
ever take steroids, Kerrigan?
No.
No, never.
No, I mean, what if the doctor was like, "You need to take steroids or something"?
If
I'd give him a whirl.
if we hit a certain Patreon number eventually, in like 6 months to a year, if we hit a certain Patreon number, one of them will be that Kerrigan goes on a cycle of steroids. Would you do that? I would do it with you.
And where are you getting these steroids? At your
We
local?
go to the doctor.
Your local. I'm sure they'll go for this.
We get them prescribed by the doctor. Be
Like, hey, we got kind of like
I'm tired.
a podcast thing going. Can you just give us a couple cycles of steroids? No, but
Dude, imagine just coming on. I'm just like all of a sudden I'm just like yoked out of my mind.
dude, that's what it is. If you get the
I
good
can't
ones.
fit in the shirt anymore because it's just like exploding off of me.
Dude, I remember watching a thing on like the behind the scenes X-Men video. I was so naive back then. And the guy's like, "How'd you get so ripped?" To the Wolverine guy, and he's like, "I ate two whole salmon a day," and I was like, man, if I could only eat 2 whole salmon. And then, like, the reality is, he's on HGH. Like, they have him in outer space, like, in a floating device.
Dude, that's
He's
the thing.
pumped.
They got to work. All these actors and celebrities who get ripped up for these roles, they are working hard and they are eating right, but they're also taking steroids. And that's the difference between, like, steroids is what makes it happen in 3 months compared to 10 years. Like, that's really the difference. They're all on that shit.
I think I remember the exact thing. I think a guy said he was like 2 years. He's like, I could work out my absolute hardest for 2 years and maybe get there, or he's like guaranteed 3 months.
3 months.
Just-
That's why they do it. It's like 2-3 months.
It's happening.
That's how they get jacked up like that.
You telling me you guys never shot up salmon in your ass?
And granted, they're all on the best shit. That's the thing.
Yeah,
they
they're
all
on
have
the
the
good
best
stuff.
doctors in the world being like, this is how you do it. Dude, you don't think The Rock's on steroids? The Rock
he is.
is
Of course.
bigger now at, 50 years old than he was in his prime of the WWE when he was like 22 and when he played college football. He is twice the size of himself now as a 50-year-old, which is not how testosterone works. It dissipates. You get smaller.
Yeah, my buddies were doing like the bottom level in high school, and I like looked at the bottle. It was like grade C Mexican bovine steroid.
I mean, that's
that's
not
what
good.
that's what guys were really dude. It was cheap cow steroids from Mexico. I mean, that's not even.
Are those guys still alive?
Yeah, I think that what they had in the bottle had already been taken out, and they fake put in other stuff. You know, this is when you were buying it at like Gold's Gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
a guy
yeah.
like sees me working out, he's like, "Kid, come outside with
You
me.
need
I'll
some
show
steroids.
you." Yeah, which
Yeah,
isn't
no,
like
that's-
100% off.
You
but
want the cure?
I'm not buying them from that guy.
That must be a tough position, though. Like, imagine being an actor and, like, you've been getting some cool roles and stuff. You're known, and then they offer you, like, this superhero role, and they're like, but we need you to
You know what I mean?
I would do it. Are you kidding me?
Dude, that's the least of your worries. You've already been through like the Weinstein cycle. You're like, you already raped me. So, I mean, I guess I'll take these steroids, right? I mean, let's not mess around here.
Like, look at Thor. Like, that guy's on set.
Oh, he's of course he's on stuff. Yeah, I think I just saw a video about him actually today where this guy was breaking it down, and they were like, certain actors like Chris Hemsworth, they were like, he stays in shape enough year round, but you'll see him bulk up for a role, so he'll go on a cycle, and then after the role, he'll still be in good shape, but he'll get a little bit smaller.
Leaner, yeah.
So like that's him cycling off. But yeah, that is definitely. But other guys you see like who's the guy? He did a movie. Most of these actors, you'll see them get jacked for a role, and then they'll get fat right after. Because they just stop everything. They stop working out. They stop taking steroids, and then it's done.
And if the movie's successful, you get that check, too. You're like, you know what I mean?
$12 million, dude.
Just chill the fuck out.
The hangout money.
Go to Hawaii.
Dude, like, look at Leo DiCaprio. He's, like, one of the most famous actor probably in the world, right? Sought after. Women love him. Dude, he is, like, fat and out of shape.
Yeah, that's true. Because he's in that zone. Like, he doesn't have to be jacked. You know what I mean? He can come in as a slob just off his name.
It's true.
Just as a slob off his name.
He could come in, he smells bad. Girls will be like, oh, what's that smell? He's like, B.O. I haven't showered in 3 days. I'm depressed.
It's my favorite thing about Adam Sandler and Vince Vaughn is every role they take now, it's just wearing college T-shirts.
Oh,
it's just
sweats.
like
that's awesome.
the T-shirt budget for Vince Vaughn and Adam Sandler is just $10,000 a movie just to wear their own clothes.
Yeah, I love that. I'm jealous of that.
All right.
That's great.
Dude, we just hit an hour. We usually wrap up around an hour. Is there anything else that you have that you want to, any other stories, any other things you want to get into before we wrap?
No, I mean, it'd be weird, I guess, if I was just like, hey, so.
No, that's kind of how we sometimes.
Are you going to hit us up for money at the end? He's like, I got this question. I just want to, dude, can I get like 10 G's?
I get like 10 grand, dude.
No, I don't really have any stories.
All right, dude.
But let's also throw the plugs because you can see.
Throw your plugs
follow
out there.
Me on Instagram at Andre the Comedian, and then
check him out. He's at Brooklyn Comedy Club every week.
Comedy
Check him
Club.
out at the Stand. Kids
Oh,
all
yeah.
over the city.
Yeah.
Michael?
Yep. Mike T. Kerrigan, Instagram.
Dylan Krasinski on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and Troublemakers on YouTube, Troublemakers _ podcast on Instagram, and Troublemakers podcast on TikTok. These episodes are out every Wednesday. Dude, thanks for coming in. Thanks for doing it.
having me,
This
dude.
was a lot of fun.
Watch out for the Patreon link coming with
Yeah.
bonus footage.
Coming soon, baby.
You think this is wild? Where do you hear my dating tips on the Patreon only? Forget about it.
Yes.
That will be probably no women will sign up for that after the first.
No, it's all
week.
for men. I'm building men up. I'm a men's activist. You know that. Men's
This
rights.
is the Andrew Tate tier.
The wave is coming back, ladies, and I wrote down notes. I
Oh
remember.
my God! You know what, ladies? I love you. And
Me
I'm
too. I love
happy
you, babes.
To have your support.
Love ya.
These episodes are out every Wednesday. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
next week, baby. Good night.